name is Diana Highland, and the name of the blog is Running Chick with the Orange Hat.
Running Chick with the Orange Hat. Why that name?
Interestingly enough, when I first started running, for some reason I like wearing a baseball hat, and the one hat I had was orange. And so when I went and sat down to come up with a name for the blog, I wanted to come up with something clever, creative, catchy, and it just kind of came to me. So the way I first got interested in it, I'd been running for about a year, and I was looking for a place to go for some advice and motivation. And I found the online forums were a little more topic driven. I wanted a more personal experience, because when I was out there running, I was thinking about what I was going through, what I needed, what I was looking for to motivate myself, and it became a real personal experience for me. So I wanted to read about what other people were experiencing. So I started blogging because I read what other people were talking about, and then found out that I was having similar experiences. So it was a way to kind of connect with other people and then learn from each other. When I started in 2004, there was a handful of us, and a couple of the guys were paying attention and started a website called CompleteRunningNetwork.com, and now they have about 1,500 running blogs listed. So in just a few years, it's just completely snowballed to this huge running community, and people are reading each other's blogs and commenting and supporting and cheering, and it's been really great.
So why do you blog?
It gives me something to think about actually when I'm running, especially the long runs. I found that was really helpful. People ask me all the time, what do you think about when you run for 15 miles? And a lot of times I'm thinking about how I want to convey that experience in words to other people. So it just it all kind of came together. It fit together. I like to write, and when I'm out there running, I'm thinking about things that I see, what I'm feeling, what I'm looking forward to, things I want to change. So it can either be from a training perspective or it's a personal perspective.
Do you listen to music when you're running? Do you listen to an iPod?
I actually don't. A lot of people do. It's completely a personal preference, but for me, a lot of times I'm running early in the morning in the dark. I want to be able to hear when people or cars or anything is coming up on me. I feel safer without wearing an iPod.
Okay, but I'm a runner that wears an iPod, so if I download this podcast, and this is going to be a podcast, what motivating words should I be hearing in my ears from you about, okay, I've done 1 mile, how can I do a second mile?
Well, that's you just said it right there. You've already done 1 mile. Why not do a second mile? I mean, those are some of the things you think about, especially during a marathon. When I'm getting to mile 20, I'm thinking only 6 miles to go. I can do anything for 6 miles. So you kind of have to look for the small goals. Can I get to the next tree? Can I get to the next mailbox? Whatever it takes to get you out there. What's your big goal? Why are you running? If I run that next mile, that means, I'm however many pounds less towards my goal. My heart is healthier, whatever your goal is, just stay focused on it.
We're at Wesleyan, we can say that, and you have other things you told me. You're in school as well, and probably family. I mean, so how do you find and fit logging in, and what advice would you give for somebody else who has they're passionate about their hobby or interest and they want to blog?
Well, that's the first thing, is find something that you're passionate about, and make sure that there's other people blogging about it so you can actually make the connection. And then you have to, in my mind, I set a goal. Originally I only wanted to blog a couple times a week. I'm not an everyday kind of person. And then as I started to get a little busier, my training for running got a little more involved. I cut it back maybe twice a week, once a week. And now where I'm really busy, my goal is once every other week. And also I want to give other bloggers who are new to the scene a chance to be out there talking more. I've already had my chance to talk a lot. So now this is a chance for other bloggers to show their stuff.
And so you've run in the Boston Marathon how many times?
Just once. This is my first year.
And what other marathons?
I did Hartford 3 years in a row.
Okay, so what's the next marathon?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Boston's a possibility. Again, with my busy schedule, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to be up the training that I'd like to do. The other option, there's a trail marathon in June. I can't believe I'm saying it out loud. That is run on the Nipmuc Trail, and I'm thinking I might want to try that. So
between train, do you run just to run, or do you run always to train for a marathon?
This is the first time in 4 years that I'm running without a training goal, so this is kind of an odd spot for me to be in. So I'm trying to keep a certain maintenance level going right now, but I'm itching to have a goal. I find I work better if I have a goal to work towards.
And finally, how many people in Connecticut are active in your running community that you know of?
Online or in real world?
Well, both.
Well, both. I only know of a few Connecticut bloggers. I'm going to say maybe 4 or 5 off the top of my head. That doesn't mean that there aren't more, but those are the only ones that I'm familiar with. And in my area of the state, I live in the northeast corner, so it's not heavily populated. But there's a pretty strong running community. There's probably 20 regular runners that I'll interact with. But when you go to the local races, you see the same 50, 75 faces that you'll see at a lot of the other little local races. So